College, Samkinagar, Dharwad. Last class we are discussed about the problems based on issue of shares. In this class we have to discuss about the another problem regarding the issue of shares. Before going to the another problem, we have to discuss about the bonus shares. Now, what do you mean by bonus shares? Bonus shares and bonus and shares. Shares meaning again already ಗೊತ್ತು. Shares is a share in the share capital of the company. And what do you mean by bonus? Bonus ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು bonus ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಬೋನಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ನ ಕಂಪನಿ ನಮಗೆ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಬೋನಸ್. ಈ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಈ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪೇ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಬೋನಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಬೋನಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ those shares which are issued by the company by the capitalizing the accumulated reserves and profit to the existing equity shareholders without receiving any consideration of them. Now, bonus shares are those shares which are issued by the company by capitalizing the accumulated reserve. ಹೌದಾ? ಅದರ ಸಮಯ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಬೋನಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಬೋನಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್? Objectives of issue of bonus shares. What are the objectives? The following are the some important objectives of issue of bonus shares. Now, first one ಏನಿರ್ಬೋದು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, ಯಾವ್ದು ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಬೋನಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ನ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? The issue of bonus shares will increase the total number of equity shares of the company. Thereby, the rate of dividend payable will be reduced to a reasonable extent on a shares. Next, when the company has a huge amount of accumulated reserves and surplus, it may be used for issuing the bonus shares because it will have a adverse effect on the financial resources of the company. And next one, the bonus shares are issued by the company to increase the share capital so that in the long run the equity share capital will be closer to the fixed assets of the business. And then next, the bonus shares are issued by the company to avoid the declaration of higher rate of dividend because the shareholders demand the higher rate of dividend in a future also. Next, it is advisable to issue bonus shares by the company when the market value of the shares are far exceeds their nominal value because it is reduce the differences in such values are reasonable to the extent due to reduced in the market value. And what are the merits? Nodi, list ಏನಂದ್ರೆ objective. Next, merits of issue of bonus shares. The following are the important merits or advantages of issue of bonus shares. Now, first one, the companies are liable for the dividend tax if the bonus is utilized for the payment of cash dividend, and then therefore the company can legal activity this tax by using the bonus or issue of bonus shares. And then since the bonus shares are issued without consideration to existing equity shareholders, they will be happy and satisfied when such shares are received by them. And then when the market value of the company far exceeds the nominal value of its shares, the issue of bonus shares will help in reducing the differences between the two values. The issue of bonus shares does not in any way affect the working capitals of the company. And if the company is declaring the dividend at a higher rate, it can brought down to a reasonable rate by issuing the shares, because the number of shares will be what? Number of shares will be reduced. And then next one, when the value of the fixed assets of the company for exceeds the share capitals of the company, there will be a corresponding increase in the share capitals also. And then the issue of the bonus shares by the company indicates that it is a fast progressing, and such its reputation will also increases in the market. And then next, what are the demerits or disadvantages? Disadvantages of issue of bonuses. Generally, the shareholders prefer to receive the cash dividend. Moreover, the dividend received from the Indian company is exempted from the income tax. Now, dividend from Indian company is fully exempted under section 10. Further, if the bonus shares are received from the company, or companies are sold by them, they will be liable for the capital gain tax under the Income Tax Act. The issue of bonus shares is rather than expensive process involving a lot of legal compliances and also a time consuming process. The company will not get the immediate benefit of issue of bonus shares, but it may take some years for the same. As already mentioned, when the company has a large amount of accumulated profits and reserves, it can declare the bonus out of it, such profits and reserves. The bonus means the amount payable to its shareholders either in cash or in terms of or in the form of shares is called as bonus shares, or it can be utilized for making the partly paid up shares into a fully paid up. The company may decide to pay the bonus shares cash if there is a sufficient cash balances. Otherwise, it will be adversely affect the financial conditions, financial resources of the company. Either if the bonus shares is satisfied by the issue of bonus shares or by adjusting against the shares call amount, the portion of payment of cash does not arise. On the contrary, of the dividend payable in the future will be reduced to a reasonable rate on the share capitals of the company. And what are the SEBI guidelines of issue of bonus shares? Important one, SEBI guidelines, Security Exchange Board of India. SEBI guidelines. SEBI guidelines for issue of bonus shares. For issue of bonus shares. Before going to the SEBI guidelines, now there are some important points. So that is sweat equity shares. Under section 79. What do you mean by sweat equity share? Sweat equity shares is nothing but a section 79 of the Income Tax Act, Income Tax Companies Amendment Act 1999 introduced a new type of equity shares issued at discount for a consideration other than the cash by a company to its employees or directors for providing a know-how for making available rights in the nature of intellectual property rights or the value of addition. Next, what are the issue of bonus shares? Bonus shares, there are two types. Their bonus can be issued. It may be bonus can be issued. It may be cash or in shares. Cash or in shares. Cash ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಬೋನಸ್ ನ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅಂಡ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಬೋನಸ್ ನ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Now what do you mean by cash bonus? Cash bonus is given when the company has a sufficient cash to pay without affecting the working capital. ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಬೋನಸ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಅವರ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೌದಾ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದ? ಬೋನಸ್ನ ಎರಡು ಟೈಪ್ಗಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಬೋನಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಮೌಂಟನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಬೋನಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, if cash is sufficient, bonus shares is nothing but the capital bonus and then bonus shares one and the same. If the cash is insufficient, cash sufficient irilla antandra, and if payment of cash bonus is likely to affect the working capital. Now working capital is nothing but, what do you mean by working capital? It is the differences between the current asset and current liability. Current asset and current assets and current liability. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದರ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹೌದಾ? If the cash is insufficient, we have to pay the bonus in case in shares ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೌದಾ? issue of bonus shares instead of cash bonus. Capital bonus is given by making a partly paid shares as a fully paid up shares without getting a cash from the shareholders, or it is given by issue of fully paid up shares. Now the bonus shares are those shares which are issued by the company free of charge to the existing shareholders of the company out of its large reserves created out of past profits. And then what are the circumstances by issuing the bonus shares? Now first one is when the company wishes to capitalize its reserves, when the company has a not sufficient cash reserves, and when the value of fixed assets to a company exceeding its capital, the differences is capitalized by issuing the bonus shares to avoid the problem like demand by the worker for the higher wages. These are the circumstances by issuing the bonus shares. Now we will move on the SEBI guidelines for the issue of bonus shares. What are the guidelines? Securities Exchange Board of India. SEBI is nothing but Securities Exchange Board of India has issued certain guidelines for issue of bonus shares. They are as follows. First one is the guidelines are applicable to the existing listed companies who shall forward a certificate duly signed by the issuer and duly by the its statutory auditors or its secretary in practice to the effect that the items and conditions or the issue of bonus shares as laid on these guidelines have been duly complied with. And the issue of bonus shares after any public or right issue is subject to the condition that no bonus issue shall be made with or without duties the value of rights of the holders of debentures and convert issue is made of the free reserve bill out of the genuine profit, or second is premium collected in a cash. Next, the reserve created by the revolution of or revaluation of fixed assets are to be not capital. Fixed assets are to be not capitalized. And then next one, the declaration of bonus shares in lieu of dividend, or it is not made. And the bonus issue cannot be made unless the partly paid shares, if any existing, are made fully paid. The company has not faulted in a payment of interest or a principal in respect of the fixed deposits and interest on the existing debentures or principal in a reduction thereof, and it has a sufficient reasons to believe that it is not defaulted in respect of the payment of statutory dues of the employees, such as contribution to a provident fund, gratuity, bonus, etc. Next, the company which announces its bonus to issue after the approval of the board of directors must implement the proposals with the period of the 6 months from the date of such approval, and shall not have the option of changing the decisions. Therefore, there should be a provisions of the articles of association of the company for capitalization of the reserves, etc. And if not, the company shall pass the resolution at its general body meeting, making the provisions in it of changing the decisions. And then there should be a provisions of the articles of associations of the company, capitalization of reserves, etc. And it is not the company shall pass the resolution as its general body meeting, making the provisions in the articles of associations for capitalization. Now, the consequent to the issue of bonus shares, if the subscribed and the paid up capital exceeds the authorized share capital, a resolution that it is passed by the company and its general body meeting in increasing the authorized capital. In increasing the authorized capitals of the meeting. Now, other some important SEBI guidelines there are. First one is the bonus shares can be made only out of the free reserve built out of the genuine profits or securities premium collected in a cash. ಎದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಅವರ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. And then next one ಏನದ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, reserves are created by the resolution of a fixed assets or not available for the issue of bonus shares. Not available for the issue of bonus shares. And then the bonus shares cannot be made unless the partly paid up shares, if any existing, are made as a fully paid up. The declaration of a bonus shares in lieu of dividend cannot be made. Once the company announces the bonus issue after the approval of the board of directors, the proposal must be implemented within the period of 6 months from the date of such approval, and it does not have an option for changing the decision. If there is no provisions of the articles of the for the capitalization reserve of the company, it must pass the resolution and its general body meeting to make the provisions for the Now the next point is the important point, sources of issue of bonus shares. Sources of issue of bonus. What are the sources? First one is balance in a profit and loss account. Credit balance in a profit or Next point is general result. Second one. Second one, general reserve, and then any other reserves accumulated out of its profit. Next, capital, profit and reserves being the profit on sale of a fixed assets in cash, and capital redemption reserves created out of a profit, share premium collected in cash only, and then it should be noted that the redemption reserves and share premium can be utilized only for issuing the fully paid bonus shares and not for making the partly paid up shares into a fully paid up shares. I hope you will understood the meaning of bonus shares, and then bonus can be issued in, it may be cash or shares, and then objective, merits, demerits, and then sweat equity shares. What are the guidelines under the SEBI guidelines for issue of bonus shares, and then sources of issue of bonus shares. Next class we will discuss about the what are the journal entries comes under the bonus shares. Thank you. Have a nice day.